What projects should I be focusing on next? Julia, you have so much going on, and you are such a powerful being with such uniqueness and such inspiration that maybe there's just so much coming at you that it's hard to choose at this point. Let's talk about that. What should I focus on next? What project should I engage in? All right, so what you're looking at here is human design. My name is Katie Lynn. There's less than 450 people in the world who are qualified to read this like I do. I saw you on Netflix for the first time and I just fangirled. So, this here in front of you ultimately shows you how you say your personal yes and no, so that ultimately your purpose can run through you. If you're going to look up on the screen, that on the very far right, incarnation cross, that is your purpose. So you're just learning how to properly use your energy today to choose what project you should focus on next. And ultimately, it's going to allow your purpose to continue to flow through you as it should. All right. So, Julia, you can see that red little square there on the screen. That is called your sacral, and that is everything to you. You have this juicy life force energy where people, places, things, and experiences are just pulled towards you in life. And it is from there that you make the decision if you want to partake in or not. So, this sacral is like this magnetic aura, this vortex pulling things towards you. And it actually has these caveman sounds or these baby-like sounds that give you indications of what it is that you should be doing. Let's talk about that. Caveman sounds, baby-like sounds. Cavemans make grunts. Uh-huh. Uh-uh. Uh-uh. You know, the first one is uh-uh. I don't know. That's an I don't know. Uh-huh. That's a yes. And sometimes people are deconditioned away from that in society because it is deemed incorrect to say yes or no or uh-uh. So authoritative figures tell us to say yes and no, and that's really deconditioning you away from who you truly are. Those baby-like sounds like ooh, ah, mm-hmm. Those are indications as well. Something that you enjoy. When babies don't like something, they're like, and they push it away. So thinking about those primal sounds, those very pure sounds that babies put out, you have those as well. You also are gifted with this knowing right now that is healthy for you, that is correct for you. You know what is healthy for you in the moment. You know what will keep you safe. And your body sometimes will maybe walk towards something when it is good for you, or maybe it'll just step away from something, or you don't know why, you just are repulsed from something, but you just know. You just know. So you are gifted with that. Those little whispers that tell you what is correct for you or not. Maybe your body might say, when something comes at you, that's clearly a no for you. Or when something comes at you, you like perk up, or you kind of like breathe in an excited way. Those are indications of something being correct for you. So let's talk about that. You are gifted with these ahas, or these little whispers in the moment that are telling you what is correct for you. These ahas or uh-ahs, or these oh, and that means I don't know, and that's a no for now because you just don't know. Those are your gifts to allow your purpose to flow through you without getting your brain involved of what you should be doing next. Hey, Julia, what is the next project that you should be working on? Let's run through it. You don't want to be thinking about that in your head. You can't be asking yourself those questions. Somebody would have asked you, do you want to do that? And you would have said, uh-huh. Or, So really consider those answers. Now, I'm not saying that you're not allowed to think about things that you want to manifest out into the world or mutate. But it's not to like overplan those things. It's like if you do think about those things, they will come at you at some point, because I have somewhat the same energy as you. You can think about it all you want, and you can overthink about it all you want. You can try to plan and practice it all you want, but there's some experience out there that's actually going to come for you that's correct. Those other ways that you try might make you frustrated. So there's absolutely nothing you need to do to overplan, to have this specific outcome. Your body is going to tell you uh-huh or what is correct for you. Have these repulsions or these towards something when it should be correct for you. Or like I said, those repulsions when it's not correct for you. I'm sure you've moved a lot through your life with these gut instincts. And it is good that you've, moved upon those. So yes, we're actually still talking about that red square there. You are so powerful. You have this juicy life force energy, and you have the ability to go, go, go. But the thing is that it's important for you to rest as well, to regenerate, to rejuvenate, to repair. Moving for you is important, and I'm sure you know that. Now, how would it be a correct way to ask you if this next project is correct for you? You have some confidants in your life. You have your kids. You have your partners. Whether it be your life partner or those within business. They can ask you questions in which you can have them ask you in a way that can be answered yes or no, or so that you can get some indication of what you have energy for or not. Let's just say somebody asks you something and you're like, Maybe it's just for now. Maybe you could be asked in the future and the correct timing would be right for you then, and the answer could be So, go out, do you, and there's going to be things that you respond to in life. I'm sure that while you're out, there's things where you go, that just touch you down deep in the soul. There's things that you're just like, no way. And those are your true, that is your true self merging forward. So what happens if your body is telling you to say, but you decide to do the opposite because maybe you overthink, you overplan, maybe people tell you oppositely, and you go against what your energy tells you? Are you frustrated when you commit to doing opposite of what your energy has said? I'm going to ask you, Julia, where are you frustrated in life? Those are actually the places where you may not have made the correct decision for yourself, or maybe the contract has just finished. Maybe it needs to change. So where are you frustrated in life? Frustration is your key indicator that, like I said, something needs to change, or just because you're frustrated doesn't mean that something needs to start or stop. I had a boss that was making me very frustrated. And it's highly unlikely that a boss is going to get fired, but he did. And my job was much less frustrating afterwards. It was great. I didn't need to change. It was him. That's what was changed, and I was satisfied again in the position. So, just because you start a contract in a correct way and you're frustrated, frustration is showing you that something needs to change about that decision. Or maybe it's just not for you anymore. Something needs to change. And what is it that's making you frustrated? So, okay, you know you're frustrated. What happens then? Well, it is then for your energy to not pre-plan what's going to be said or thought of or done, but in the moment, see what happens when you interact in that contract again or in that situation again. Are you repulsed by it? Do you move forward towards it? Are you interested? Are you listening in? Those are indications of where you should be paying attention, because your energy sure is. So frustration is a key indicator that something needs to change. And I think that's great. To me, that's like, yo, I get a chance for up-leveling. That's awesome. So, like I said, there's no pre-planning of what needs to happen with this frustration. When it comes up again, see how you flow through it. See what your body does. See what those caveman sounds do. My cat's picking the ground. Now, all we've been talking about is this red sacral. How you say your uh-huh and how things are just drawn towards you in life. Your people, places, things, and experiences. And this experience is one of those things that was just drawn towards you in life without you even asking for it. And it is for you to choose if you want to partake or not. Or So that's what we're talking about. All of these opportunities coming towards you. Now, what's great is that once you start to say your and you start to move through that, you're allowing your purpose to flow through you. Your behavioral costume in life also begins to emerge. The way you see yourself, the way people see you. I like to call it feeling more comfortable with life. For me, it felt being uncomfortable in my skin. Maybe for you, it felt being uncomfortable in your community. I'm not sure. I don't know you at the very deepest levels. But because I don't have your exact time of birth, I can't go into what your behavioral costume is in life. Nor can I go into your purpose in life because I don't have your exact time of birth. Can it be found? Yeah, if you have it, or if you choose to have a service done by someone else. So what is all of this stuff in front of you? You see this shape in front of you. You have a list of numbers that are red over here, black over there. You see these geometrical shapes inside that big triangle. You see colors. You see the no color, which is white. That's called a body graph. All of it is you. Whether it's colored in or not colored in, that makes up who you are. You are unique. There's nobody else out there like you. And I'm going to run through who you are. Okay. Those geometrical shapes are called centers. And those centers, you'll notice that some are colored in, which is called definition. You'll notice that some are uncolored or white, and that is called undefined or open. That definition or undefinedness does explain exactly who you are. There's nobody else in this world like you. And that definition, that's what you put out into the world consistently And that's why you can make decisions based off of that. Noticing that there is that red square in the center, that is called the sacral. We've talked about that extensively. I want you to look over to the left. There is a brown square. That's called the spleen. The spleen is about knowing what is correct for you, healthy for you, whether it be support systems, people, places, or things, experiences, and you know how to handle them in a fixed way when you are acting your true self. If we want to go back to the red square, that's you knowing when enough is enough. Now, we also have the brown square at the very bottom of the chart. That's called the root center. This is about a fixed way in which you move in life, and a fixed way in which your environment grows. You feel pressured to do things physically. Now let's move up towards the center of the chart, that yellow diamond in the center. That is called the G center. I mean, sure, why not think about it as pleasure, but it is about your direction in life, your connections, your role, your identity. So you have a fixed way of putting out who you are into the world. Moving upwards, you'll notice that there is a brown square 3 centers down from the top of the chart. That brown square is your throat center, and you just have a fixed way of transforming things and mutating things in life, manifesting things. Moving upwards, you'll see that there is this green upside down triangle. That's called the ajna. Your ajna is about conceptualization. You have a fixed way of conceptualizing. And then moving upwards again, the yellow triangle on the top of your head. That is called the head center. This is having a fixed way of the way you receive inspiration and how you are inspirational. The way that you think about things is fixed. Funny enough, only 30% of the world has that yellow and green defined. And I bet you put a lot of mental pressure on people. You just enter a room and everyone's like, oh, Julia's here, I gotta work harder mentally. I bet if you stand at the corner of the room, everybody starts doing more things. And it's not just because boss ladies around, it's because you do put out that pressure for people to perform. So I want to synthesize all of those centers together. You are a person who has this juicy life force energy that understands what is correct for you. And a fixed timing in which you are going to explore what it is that is correct for you. No one's going to move you because you do understand what direction you're going in, because you do have this fixed way of how things are meant to be, because you do inspirationally put things out into the world in this very structured way that only you can mutate, transform, or manifest. So those are all of those centers put together, but that is what you put consistently out into the world. I don't know if you've noticed yet though, Julia, that let's go back to that sacral. Let's look at those little lines attached to that sacral, the red center. You'll notice that there's 34. Going up to that yellow diamond, the G center, up to the 10. It's actually those two numbers, the 34 and the 10, that happen to make a channel that actually make those centers defined on each end. I know, too much jargon. But what does that 34 to 10 mean? Well, it means that you have the channel of exploration, a design of following one's own convictions. So you are the power of the great. You have this power. You have this behavior of self that you want to figure out. When you are acting yourself, you are truly going to allow people to fall in line as well, with who they are. You bring people back to their center. When you follow your own explorations, you follow your own convictions. But yes, you are meant to be this person who is supposed to follow your own convictions. As you see, it is allowed so much exploration, so much structuring, so much happiness in your life when you explore your own convictions. People may call you, you know, stubborn because of that, but it's what's healthy for you. It's what's correct for you. It's what you should be spending your energy on, following your own convictions. You will notice that if we go back to the red sacral, though, the 27 over to the 50, there is another channel. This is the channel of preservation, a design of custodianship, nourishment, caring, putting things into the cauldron for the tribe. You have these values. So you really are here to defend the tribe, your tribe. You are very caring, and you have these values about you that I'm sure that you're well aware of. There's nothing that I need to tell you about that. You preserve what is valuable to you. You have the energy to move forward with your tribe and defend them. You are going to be inspirational for your tribe when you're exploring your convictions, though. You are a very tribal person, but a very individual kind of person as well. Let's look at more. Let's look at the bottom square, the root center, the brown one again. Moving up to the left, brown triangle, the spleen. The 54 to the 32. This is the channel of transformation, a design of being driven. So you have this ambition about you. You can endure. You can continue with things. The thing is that, I don't know, that's all jargon. But really, you have what it takes to smell who has the talent in order to bring them to the next level. And you're quite aware of that as well. Why do I keep on saying you're quite aware of this? Well, it's because those numbers are black. Over on the right-hand side of the chart, all of those numbers, you are quite aware of those in your life. Those black numbers, those were captured when you were born. And they are characteristics that describe who you are, and you are aware of them. Now the red numbers over here above my head, these are unconscious. You may not resonate with them, but people around you would recognize it as you. Or over your life, you might look back and say, oh yeah, this is who I am. I see that. So you are well aware that both that channel and the one above it are you. And just because of that, you might actually try to force it. You might to force defending your tribe. You might to force your ambitious self. But make sure that you're just listening to your energy of what it is that you should be defending. Is it worth defending? Or Are they worth investing into? Or Has your body moved away from this new talent that you're seeing? But remember, it is for you to remain in that state of right now-ness and listen to your body. Why? Why is it saying that? It's for you to explore. All right. There's more attached to that sacral. You'll notice that there is the number 14 moving up to the yellow diamond, the G center. You have a lot going on in that sacral. It means everything to you. This here is the channel of the beat, a design of being the keeper of the keys. Keeper of the keys of what? The kingdom. I wonder if you had always been in that position, always being in your own beat, being the keeper of your own keys. You do have these power skills about you, and you're very receptive, and you have this direction about yourself. And as you know, it's unconscious, and over time you will recognize your own beat, but I'm sure people around you already notice that you have this certain beat about you, the way you do things. All right. But wait, there's more. Let's move up to that brown square in the center of the chart, the throat there. Moving up to the green triangle, the 23 to the 43. Now this is a channel of structuring and design of individuality. What's beautiful about this is that I resonate with this channel so much. So you're going to have these breakthroughs, and you're going to split it apart again, and you're going to assimilate it, and you're going to have these insights, and then you're going to structure it again, and you're going to break it down, and you're going to do it again, and you're going to just have another breakthrough and have this another insight, and you're going to structure it, and that's what that's all about. But the thing is that it's very individual. And this is also known as the channel of the freak to genius. People might find you a freak until they think you are a genius. And obviously, people feel you're a genius. But I bet you resonate with that freakness, because I do too. What I'm doing right now, people think I'm a freak. Maybe one day people will think I'm a genius. All right. Regarding this, because it's so individual, it is meant to be deaf. People aren't supposed to be able to tell you how to structure things. People aren't supposed to be able to tell you how you have these breakthroughs or have these insights. They're going to be yours and yours alone. So you're kind of deaf in that region, in this department. Now the last channel that you see here up top, running from the green triangle up to the yellow triangle, 63 to the 4, that's the channel of logic, a design of mental ease mixed with doubt. You're like, oh dear. I bet you have a very busy mind, Julia. And I bet when people tell you to meditate, you might not be able to stop your mind. That's okay. You're, like I said, you're different compared to everybody else. That's all right. You're a very logical being. Very logical instead of abstract. And being this logical being, you have this mental ease mixed with doubt. So, you're going to be doubtful until you're able to have this formulation. After you're completed, the doubt will go away, and that's who you are. So you're this very logical being. And the collective is going to pick up on your logic of how individualistic you are, your freak, you following your own convictions no matter what. That is what the collective is going to find inspirational, you being yourself, structuring what it is that you need to structure. Following your convictions no matter what, defending your tribe when need be, and gathering that talent when your body says it is correct to gather that talent and to move forward with that ambition. I'm going to synthesize this all together again. You, Julia, are this very powerful being who's going to follow their convictions no matter what. You're going to explore what is correct for you so that you can mutate what it is that is logical to you, because you see who has talent. You are ambitious enough to follow up on it, and you do have the energy to defend your tribe because you're so caring. You have these values about you. You are the keeper of the keys. You have this beat about you as well. It's juicy life force energy that you just know when to concentrate, to focus. You have this ability to, or this want to start cycles. Not necessarily have the ability to finish it, but you like starting cycles. So it is for you to get somebody else to finish those cycles, and that's okay. You have the friction to get things started, to get that heat moving. All right, so the thing is that I've been talking about all of this definition in your chart, everything that you put out into the world, but what about all the other stuff in the chart, the whiteness in the chart? What you have white in your chart, everybody has whiteness, undefinedness. It doesn't mean you're broken. It just means it's inconsistent. It is you still. It's just inconsistent. So I want to talk about those two centers that are left over. I want to talk about the very right one that is the biggest triangle of the two. That is called the solar plexus. And if you are acting not self, because the brain for some reason thinks that there's something wrong with these white centers and it tries to fix what is wrong with them, but there's nothing wrong with them, you might avoid confrontation or truth, or you might put a little bit of sugar on top of the things that you say to make it sound a little bit easier, sugarcoat it, right? So, hey, do you think I have a great haircut? Yes, right? So this is where you might avoid confrontation or truth, or tell too many truths and get yourself in trouble. Or this is where you might put on that mask because, you know, you don't want to rock the boat. I put on a mask because I didn't want to be bullied growing up, like at a deep level. I said, you know, I put on this mask. People don't know who I am. You don't know me. You're not actually bullying me. You're bullying my mask. So, whatevs. Personally, I don't enjoy female-based parties like wedding showers and baby showers because the elderly seem to ask, when are you going to have a baby? When are you getting married? And I don't want to be rude and say F off to those elderly, so I just drop off my present and I literally run. I hate them because I feel so uncomfortable. That's what it is here. Now, if we look at this tiniest white triangle, it actually can impact your chart heavily, heavily, heavily. And this is all about willpower and commitment. This is the heart center. It's not about love, but about willpower and commitment. Now, it's inconsistent. So you really, really, really need to listen to your energy, or for what is correct for you to commit to see what you have energy for or not. I bet when you're in the heat of the moment and you're with somebody else and you commit to something and you leave, you're like, ugh, why did I just commit to that? I don't want to, but I'm not going to rock the boat. I'm just going to say, still. So that's not selfness, and you end up frustrated. They probably end up frustrated because you end up participating when it wasn't correct for you. But this heart center here, when you're acting not self, you may not feel like you're enough. You may not feel like you're deserving. You might feel like you have to prove yourself. But those aren't true at all. You have nothing to prove. You have nothing to show. You are enough. You are deserving. You are loved. I'm not just saying that because you're Julia Haart. I'm saying that because it's true. You are deserving. You are enough. And there's nothing you need to do to go above and beyond to show that. Maybe when you were in your not self, when you were younger, you went harder, better, faster, stronger when you weren't even asked to. And you might even find yourself doing so now, going harder, better, faster, stronger when you're not even asked to. And you might find yourself frustrated. And that's where that comes from, is that inconsistency there. So it's very important for you to listen to your body's energy, what it is repulsed by, what it says to, what it says I don't want to, because that's not correct for you. What makes you excited? That is what you should explore. What brings you more close towards it? That's what you should follow towards in talent. That's what you should defend in your tribe. It's what you should work on logically, your structure. You might, in your not selfness, try to control your emotions. You might try to control your materialistic realm. But once again, you might find yourself frustrated. So once again, what are the proper truths to confront? Your energy will tell you, do it. Just do it. Otherwise, your body will be like, is it the proper time yet? What is the proper thing to commit to? You'll be like, oh, that is what is proper for your energy to work on, to commit to. And that will allow your purpose to flow through you. But maybe, just maybe, you made the proper commitments to start with and now you're frustrated. Maybe something needs to change. Maybe something needs to start or stop. But mainly, what needs to change so that you're not frustrated anymore, so that you become satisfied? So, your brain might be convinced that you are a person who is here to prove. But you are not. Now, the thing is that is not all the pressure that you feel in life. You might actually feel pressure in different spots of your life, and I'm actually going to particularly point them out. If you look at that brown throat center in the center of the chart, you'll notice that on the left-hand side, you have the number 16 in that channel is white. You'll notice also that there is the number 31 at the bottom of the square, and that channel, or that gate below it, is white. Why am I even mentioning those? It's because those, or even the 20 in between the 16, those might be places in your life where you feel conditioned that you need to be more of. But there's nothing wrong with you. What can I tell you about that? You might feel that you might need more skills. But you know exactly how much depth is required in order to move forward. So never feel like you need more skills. Your body will tell you or what skills you need to know in order to move forward. You might feel like you need to be in the now, to have all the answers right now. You don't have to have all the answers right now. I don't know is a great answer. And you also might feel like you are needing to be the leader or the influencer. It will only come naturally when you're acting yourself and exploring your own convictions, no matter what. So there's no leading or no influencing that you need to do under pressure. It'll naturally come. You don't have to be those people. You don't have to be those things. All right. So let's synthesize the not selfness of you. You might be running around trying to prove your skills or trying to prove your influence or your leadership, because you might try to need to prove that you are in control of your emotions and the world around you, because you are a committed being who can not shake up things and not rock the boat as you do it. And I bet you're paid a lot of money to do that. But are you frustrated? Where are you frustrated in that? It's not you. That's why. You're trying to make something consistent within you that is not consistent within you. Yeah, you have a lot of skill. Yeah, you are a leader and an influencer. And yeah, you have the ability to be in the now. It's just don't force it, is what I'm saying. Once again, Julia, you are this person who is here, who has the ability to attract people, places, things, and experiences towards you in life. You have the nose to be able to smell, who has the talent. You have the ambition to defend your tribe because you're so caring. And you have the values that will keep your logical mind straight so that you will be able to structure those things. And remember that melancholy is, there's nothing to do about it. Just allow yourself to move through those ahas and ahs in your own timing, because that is what will allow your true self to emerge and your purpose to flow through you.